Hi, I'm Chris Wade. I'm a consultant speech therapist based in the UK. And I've used teletherapy, I used it about 8 years ago. I had an individual from Doha who came for therapy in London. We did a block of therapy and then they went back home. And whilst they were home, we continued sessions on a weekly basis via one of the video platforms, and we'd share screen and I'd share the resources. She'd send videos of kind of functional skills, such as how she's doing in college, for example, in presentations. And we really kind of moved things forward using the online platform. And then another 6 years passed before I really needed to use online therapy. And now that we're kind of in lockdown, I've got very limited options in terms of I can't invite people to my clinic, and therefore I'm doing a lot more assessments, so SEN tribunal assessments using the standardized assessments, and I'm doing them via Zoom or via Skype, and then doing elements via FaceTime if that's needed. Technology is not always great. It's good to have all these different options in terms of the platforms you can use. I've just completed 2 of the subtests of the KEL5 via FaceTime, because my computer decided to restart itself, and it's probably going to be another hour before I can use it. So you think on your feet and you use what's available. Thankfully, we've moved away from just having paper-based assessments. And whilst you can use a paper-based assessment using a camera so someone can see it live, the fact that you can use Q Global means that the assessments that we use, so such as the KEL5, are available to put on the screen, so you can put it on your screen and share that screen. The only element that is a little bit tricky that we had to create a workaround with is for some of the subtests where you need to see where the child is pointing. And what we do now is I'll have my computer with share screen. I'll then ask the parent to get their phone, and then we will video call via the phone, so I can see exactly where the child is pointing when I ask them when I read out a particular sentence, such as in following directions, so I can see exactly where they're pointing in real time. And then on my iPad, I'll have Q Active ready, so I can use the app so that I'm inputting the responses the child's making in real time. And I'm finding that it works. So using the app, using the video call, using the online platform to share screen, I'm finding that for some of the children, it's working even better than face-to-face assessments. I've just assessed a young girl where the KEL5 will need to be broken down into probably 5, maybe 6 sessions. And from a logistics perspective, it's much easier to deliver it online. But also for her perspective of, she has kind of heightened anxiety when someone's present in the room, in addition to her parent. We're finding that the online assessment is the only way we can actually assess her. So I think it's going to give us a much better picture than what we would have got. What I'm finding, because the majority of my work is expert witness speech and language therapy assessments, and then representation within a tribunal. The tribunals are accepting that under current conditions, the best thing we can do in terms of gathering information and assessing children is to use online platforms such as Q Global. So it's making the best of the situation. I think moving forward, because you've got the luxury of being able to work from home and still deliver therapy and assess children, I'm going to move forward out of lockdown and still be using these platforms. So I'm super happy that not only do the platforms exist, but also when you're using the online version, especially when you pair it up with the iPad version, you can actually the report is scored. Obviously, the assessment is scored, and a simple report format is generated, which can then be edited. So the number of hours that's going to cut down in terms of admin, which is brilliant, which means I can spend more time either doing more assessments or spend more time with the family, and being able to work on my overall mental health as well. So 2 big thumbs up. Thank you.